104.5 The Team, your home for New York sports. I think this guy might have more miles on him this week than anybody else.
Flying around all over the place.
Pro Football Focus's senior analyst, Steve Palazzolo. Steve, first things first, how many interviews have you done so far?
Oh, I don't know. I'm losing track. It's been wall-to-wall, 9 a.m. yesterday through 1, 2 p.m., something like that.
You're a tall guy, so you're like
minutes.
it's like watching almost like a shark fin go back and forth.
You guys been watching me this whole
time? Yeah, of course. Man. I mean, everybody sits down and gets the knowledge from you, and then I'm waiting for you to sit down with us, and, Goz books you, luckily.
Like a freak show walking around
here.
The
blue suit gives it more like a shark feel to it.
Well, I got to look good while I'm doing it. Yeah, I got to rock the blue jacket.
What are you most excited to see in this matchup of the GOAT versus the best of the year, Brady versus Matt Ryan?
It's all offense, man. It's all about those passing games. I want to see how New England's defense tries to slow down this Atlanta offense, which, Matt Ryan's been incredible, but the whole offense, just the way they're running, Kyle Shanahan as offensive coordinator, the way he's calling plays, all their different weapons. I want to see that matchup and, pass game on the other side. I don't think it looks like a great matchup for Atlanta's defense against Brady in the pass offense, but can they get just enough pass rush? Can they mix up their looks to keep him off balance? I think that's going to be the story of the game. It's all about the pass.
The one thing we've been talking about is if this New England Patriot defense has gone against a good enough quarterback this season to really be tested. This is going to be their first big test of the season.
It is. And, last week was, a test, or 2 weeks ago against Ben Roethlisberger and the Steelers. Of course, Le'Veon Bell goes down early, and a few drops in that game maybe changed things, but they still played tough. They make things difficult on opposing quarterbacks. They showed that with Roethlisberger, but I think it's definitely a factor not playing a great quarterback basically since about week 8 when they faced Russell Wilson. So they have not faced an offense as efficient as Atlanta's, and I'll be interested to see how that matchup plays out.
See, when you look at that matchup, it's always Belichick. He takes away your biggest weapon. Can he take away Julio Jones?
I think he can, but other teams have at least slowed him down, and that's the difference, I think, in Atlanta's offense this year. Last year at this time I was doing mock drafts, and I was saying Atlanta needs a wide receiver. I need a number 2 for Julio. Who's going to be the complementary piece? This year he has it. He has Mohamed Sanu. He has Taylor Gabriel. He has Tevin Coleman and Devontae Freeman catching the ball out of the backfield. So they have options, but I still do expect Belichick to not let Julio beat him. So whether it's put Logan Ryan on him, throw a safety over the top, I do think Julio will get that extra special attention.
We're your home for the New York Jets here in the Capital Region, and Jets fans have an extra eye on this NFL draft. Should they be considering quarterback, or do you back off the quarterbacks this year?
I think the Jets should absolutely be looking at quarterback. Christian Hackenberg is not the answer. I don't think he's the future there, and I think like a bunch of other teams at the top, the Jets are absolutely very much in the QB market. I think it's a wide open QB market as well. I think all of the draft quarterbacks from Deshaun Watson to Deshaun Kaiser to Mitch Trubisky to Patrick Mahomes, all of these guys come with their own requisite question marks, but I think they're all worth at least, a lot of them are worth at least some kind of first round look.
Steve Palazzolo from Pro Football Focus. Follow him on Twitter at PFF_Steve. Hackenberg, was he just a total whiff? I mean, I know he's had like a crazy ride where, different offensive coordinator, this one, that one, and they drafted him as a project in the second round. Is that just a total whiff? Is there any chance that kid's ever going to be an answer?
Look, I hate to trash the kid or say that he can't do it. I know a lot of people that believe in him.
Right.
They believe in him off the field. But those people that believe in him off the field also acknowledge that the on-field product that he showed at Penn State was terrible. And they're not pulling punches. I mean, they said he was bad, but they believe in him off the field. To me, that's too big of a risk. We called him undraftable last year, a guy that we would never even look at. So the fact that he went in the second round I thought was absolutely a big stretch. Even his freshman year that people pointed to, we went back and graded it. It wasn't very good. He's never been accurate. I just don't see that necessarily improving. So, again, I don't mean to trash the kid. I'm sure he's going to work hard and do all that fun stuff, but I certainly would not have spent a second round pick on him.
Let's talk about the other New York team, the Buffalo Bills, with quarterback issues. Tyrod Taylor in the contract. We've had people come on our show and say it'd take a full hour to figure out the Tyrod Taylor contract.
Oh my God.
What do you see the future of Tyrod Taylor, at least with the Bills? Do you see him being the quarterback in 2017?
I think he's a guy you can win with. It's not a league where there's a bunch of Tom Bradys just floating around. So if you're just looking for that next Tom Brady, I think you're in trouble. And it's also a league that has a bunch of Brock Osweilers and Alex Smiths and guys that are making a lot of money to be average or below average quarterbacks. And Tyrod Taylor's a guy that you can win football games with. It's not always conventional. I don't think he's a guy that's a guy that's going to drive you down 10 plays, 12 plays, and pick you apart. But Drops a beautiful deep ball in there almost once a game, which that's a game changer. If you have that deep ball hitting a Sammy Watkins, hitting whoever down the seam, that can change the game. I think he has that. He can move the ball with his legs. He can move the chains. I think Tyrod's a guy you can win with, even if you have to structure your offense around him a little bit. I think it's worth the risk. And if you have a Tyrod Taylor, yes, you're always looking. You're always going to be peeking over at the draft class and looking at someone else. But I say you grab Tyrod, you try to win some games with him now, and always keep an eye out for the next QB.
Does it seem like this is the dark days of the quarterback? Like it doesn't look like they're producing great quarterbacks in college anymore.
They're not, but it's also this interesting time in the NFL. I think you can hide quarterback play more than ever if you have a really good supporting cast. And I think we've seen in recent years, Andy Dalton statistically has been pretty solid, and Kirk Cousins, I don't think he's a great quarterback, but statistically he's been excellent. If you get the right playmakers around them, I think more than ever in the NFL, you can stack up your receiver core with various types of playmakers, build the offensive line. We saw how important the offensive line was with Dak Prescott this year. I think it's all about that surrounding talent, and then you can take a guy that's at least in reasonable range and elevate his game. So it's all about what you have and how you build the team around him.
Let's get a prediction. Patriots-Falcons final score. What happens?
I've been going Patriots 31, Falcons 27. I expect a lot of points. I think both offenses move the ball. I'm just going to say the Patriots defense is a little bit better, and I don't think the Falcons match up very well against the Patriots offense. So I expect the Patriots to just make one key stop to slow the Falcons, 31-27 Pats.
I like it. Steve Palazzolo, he is on Pro Football Focus. If you want to follow him on Twitter, I recommend it, at PFF_Steve. Steve, thanks for making some sense out of this Super Bowl for us.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.